All right, so G.2, G1, G2, 7G.2, binomial cumulative distribution. All right, so I'm just going to get straight into the example and I'm going to point out how it correlates with what we've been doing and where we're leading to. So we've got the probability that a seed will germinate is 0.85, and so that means the probability that it's going to grow into a plant, okay, will be 0.85. There are 6 seeds in a pot. Find the probability of germination of part A says exactly 5 seeds. So this is when the random variable, being the number of seeds that germinate, is equal to 5. Exactly 5 out of 6. Now you could calculate this using the techniques we've just explored, right? C65, 0.85 to the power of 5, 0.15 to the power of 1. Okay, you could calculate it like that, and that would be correct. All right. What we're going to look at is a couple of alternative ways of doing this. First, we'll just do it in our statistics menu, in our calculator. So let's go to menu, and then go to stats, distribution, binomial, and then you'll notice you're presented with 2 options. You've got BPD and BCD. BPD is for an exact event. BCD is for multiple events. Okay? So here it's asking for an exact event. It's one outcome, right? When there is 5 seeds that germinate. And so if we press BPD, it pops up with these options. So we go into BPD, pops up with X and P. X and P. X is the number of successes, N is the number of trials, P is the probability of success. And we'll evaluate that.
What happens to here?
You might need to change the setting. I'll come look at yours in a moment. Change it to say variable rather than list. 5, 6, 0.85. I've got 0.3, 993, 0.399. Okay. Yeah. All right, so that's the first one. That's the probability of X equals 5. So if you calculate this, or you calculate it this way, they will both give you the same probability. Hopefully you can see this one's a bit faster. You don't have to type in all that syntax in your calculator. All right, so you get across and get the answer that way. Okay, let's jump to BCD. Let's jump to the next question. It says, between 2 and 4 seeds inclusive. So when you think about this, right, you could draw up a distribution here. How many seeds could germinate out of 6? You could be really unlucky and have 0 germinate, or 1, or 2, or you could be really lucky and have all 6 of them germinate, right? Now, we've already gone ahead and we calculated what's the probability of 5 of them germinating, and we saw that was 0.399. So you could go through and calculate the probability of each other event, right? And then you've got the distribution. All right, all of them would add to 1. However, we don't need to do that. It says, what's the probability of between 2 and 4 seeds inclusive? So what it means is, what's the probability of getting 2 seeds plus 3 seeds plus 4 seeds germinate? What's the probability of that event? So like if we were to do it using strategies we already know, it would be to calculate event 2, add it to event 3, and add it to event 4. BCD stands for binomial cumulative distribution. So we can accumulate multiple events together. So we're going to go into BCD now. And when you go into that, you'll notice these options you're presented with. So I'll just exit out. Distribution binomial BCD. All right, again, have it set to variable. You've got a lower boundary. Okay, what's the lower boundary of our calculation? 2. All right, and it includes the boundaries. So we're going from 2 to 4 out of 6, 0.85 probability of success. Okay, so that's between 2 and 4 seeds. Part C, less than 3 seeds. Less than 3. So if it's less than 3, when it uses that, beware. Less than 3 means not 3, but under 3. So that's going to be event 0 plus event 1 plus event 2. So for part C, we're doing a BCD calculation. If it says less than 3, all right, this is between 0 and 2 inclusive. So I just want to make a clear link there, all right? Less than 3, remember we're talking about discrete values, so that means it has to be value 0, 1, or 2. And so the way we calculate that, BCD, our lower boundary is 0, upper boundary is 2, number of trials 6, and probability of success 0.85. So when we evaluate that, between 0 and 2, we've got 5.885 times 10 to the minus 3. So just on scientific notation, to the power of minus 3, so that means 3 zeros. You put the decimal place after the first 0, and then you just list those numbers, 5, 8, 9. Okay, we'll keep going. We're into D. We've got more than 3 seeds. Okay, if we have more than 3 seeds germinate, that means we have 4, 5, or 6. So this is BCD. Now, we're using the menu in our stats there, but let's go back to run mat. Let's go back to run matrix because some people do find this procedure a little bit faster as well. And in run mat, go option, calc, option, stat, distribution, binomial. So you can follow it in run mat. You can go option, stat, if we're in our normal section, option, stat, distribution, binomial, and you can select the options there. And the way you type it in is like this: your lower boundary, comma, your upper boundary, comma, your number of trials, and then probability of success. It just matches the order you put it in the stat mode. Now, comma is below the cos button. How come, Jeffrey? Because that's where it goes. All right, so for this circumstance, more than 3 seeds, that's going to be 4 to 6 out of 6 trials, probability of success 0.85, and you can evaluate it. Okay, I'll just quickly talk about part E and F. Probably won't have time to calculate it. In part E, it says what's the probability of exactly 3 seeds? When it's asking for an exact event, that's BPD, right? We're not talking about multiple events, it's an exact event, BPD, calculate it. And then it's saying, what's the significance to the sum of your answers to C, D, and E? Well, correct, yeah. In part C, it's the probability of it being less than 2. In part less than or equal to 2. In part D, it's these events, and in part E, it's this event. The sum of all probable events is 1. All right, so you have a start of it. All right, basically, the more you do this lesson, I can address some questions about it next Monday, and even like get onto G3. Looking forward to revising for our test.